ahead. It's Isaiah 13, and I'll start at 13. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger.
And what's going to shake the heavens and remove the earth out of its place and make the earth stagger to and fro like a drunkard? Those nuclear-tipped ICBMs being shot to the ends of the earth. 200 million of them hitting this diseased-infested horde, America, Babylon the Great.
And it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up.
And that chased roe is talking about these Edomites. And what these verses are about to go into are these race wars that are coming to this country. And while all these other different nations are going to fight each other, when they get their chance to get their hands on an Edomite, they're going to take full advantage of it.
You got a precept? You got a precept?
This
Now we'll let. Oh well, shit! We'll finish out in that Isaiah 13 and which precept.
Then shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land.
Every man turn into his own people and flee into his own land. What did Yahawashi say would take place in Matthew 24? Nation rising against nation. These race wars. And a little while ago, we just had a flat potato-built Eve walking with a serpent behind us on the little track. And that day, hey, it's not going to be good for her, and it's not going to be good for him. Everybody is about to get jacked up if they don't want to play for their own team. Bed winches and cooning is going to come to an end during Jacob's trouble.
Violent end. It says,
Simps too.
everyone that is found shall be thrust through.
Thrust through with what? A literal sword, a knife, getting beat to death with a bat, a hammer, or that gun. Especially in America, since that's the main sword over here.
And everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Modern day sword is the gun. So, the children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
Hey, everyone that shall be found shall be thrust through with the sword, and everyone that is joined unto them, it's like their children also shall be dashed to pieces. Hey, the kids are going to be getting killed, and it says their wives are going to be ravished. Hey, if you're an Eve living in a nice suburban neighborhood around a bunch of Edomites, you're going to get ravished by Paul, Ted, Brad, Tyler, Chad going to be going after Becky's. He ain't going after Eve.
And Linglings.
And Linglings, yeah. And their house is spoiled. And it says in 2nd Ezra chapter 15 that a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall spoil his house with the force of the sword due to the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Going back to these famines. It's about to be dire out here with these famines. Besides the wheat exports getting messed up, over here in the States, there's been droughts in a lot of wheat producing states, which is going to lead to a drop in those crops. And also, a lot of these farmers can't get fertilizers for plants like corn. And corn is not just used for you to eat it off the corn cob. It's used in a lot of different products out here. And it's a perfect storm is brewing to lead to mass famines and starvation. You had the head of the UN World Food Group say that, look, we expect around 200 million people globally to be on the verge of mass starvation very soon. And he was also saying to you European Edomites, if you don't start sending money and food to them, hey, there's going to be a major refugee crisis in Europe. Hey, Africa's going to come to Europe. The Middle East is going to come to Europe. And we already see how those Hamites and Ishmaelites are getting down being refugees in Europe.
Yeah, they don't assimilate well at all. They don't fit into Western culture. They see a woman that's dressed
like a
so-called
whore?
Modern woman. They just take them.
They think that's a prostitute.
Yeah.
That's a harlot. I can do whatever I want with it.
Which is true.
Mm-hmm.
They're in their right mind.
And these things that he's speaking about, it's talking about probably by this summer, man. Like things are not far out no more. All right, he's talking about this summer, man. The famine rate may be through the roof. Man.
Hey, they're saying that you can
By the summer months.
they're speculating that by June you're gonna really start feeling things. And then I think you had Klaus Schwab. He say, or one of those guys in those higher echelons of power said, this is a hyper privileged society, the generation of use. But they will come to a time to where they won't be able to. They'll go to the store and won't be able to get what they want. What does that mean? empty store shelves. And it says in 2nd Ezra chapter 6 that the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
You see that coming a mile away. If you're in the spirit, if you're watching prophecy, you're watching the news, you can see these things transpiring right now, man.
Con.
You got a precept?
Con. It's
Get back to that second.
Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
And we're clearly seeing that we got a microcosm of that down here in New Orleans. Just a couple of weeks ago, 3 teenage Jakes carjacked the old Edomite woman, and they didn't even let the bitch get out of the car before they started driving off, and her arm got caught in the door and ripped off. And then you just got people all across the country just robbing people, carjacking. And over in California, they really getting down. There was some wife of a big studio exec. They broke into her house, dome tapped her, and took what they wanted. Ain't nobody safe. Hey, from the least to the greatest, hey, it's about to be a dog eat dog out here.
They just broke in the mayor house, not the mayor house. Just was talking about it. The senator.
Lieutenant governor.
Yeah, the
Shit.
lieutenant governor.
Yeah.
They just broke
They broke into her house.
He might do
Yeah,
that.
but broke into his house, man. So again, people were not regarding it, like they're not gonna regard their kings, princes. Every man is just gonna take the course of action that says, "Hey, man."
It's gonna be
That's
like
how tight it's getting.
it's gonna be like it said in the book of Judges, and every man did what was right in his eyes in those days. And as quoting what the brother said in 2nd Ezra 15, they shall not regard their kings or princes, and there shall be sedition among men. And when you go into that word sedition, it means conduct or speech inciting open rebellion against a ruling authority or monarch. And I read an article a couple of months ago saying that this past year has been the highest year of threats against public officials, death threats. Like, and then of course, you've had, like what you just said, the lieutenant governor, inflation. You had the lieutenant governor's house get broken into. And you're going to expect to see it more. When these people really see that these politicians are just puppets for the elites and aren't helping them out, they're going to be going down to the public office, city council and all that, and they're going to start be breaking in doors and cracking skulls.
Because they can't take it out on the elites. The elites don't live in America.
You can't get to them.
Yeah, you can't get to them. So they're going to take it out on their puppets and figureheads.
Public officials, public puppets. Yeah, some more in there?
A little bit more. It says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
And how are you going to endure until the end? Following after YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, gaining as much wisdom, knowledge, and understanding as you can, that as it says in Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6, it's going to be your stability in those times. I think you posted it, an article with Obama saying that we need to heavily censor the internet because there's a lot of dangerous information coming out. And we can clearly see that they're building up that narrative towards the fame of the word. You had that subway shooting up in New York, where you had that guy, they looked at his social media, and he had pro-Black Lives Matter content, pro-Black nationalist content, and Nation of Islam content. And we know for the longest time, they've been trying to link us to the Nation of Islam. And then around that same time in New Jersey, you had another Jake that was carjacking and specifically targeting gutter rats. Don't be surprised if they find a manifesto that he had talking about, as Slow Cab says, Israelism.
Israelism, yeah.
You had the New Jersey shooting a couple of years ago. That dude during Christmas, the Christmas driver, who was touting pro-Hitler's content and saying that the so-called blacks are the true Jews. Behind the scenes, they're building up that narrative to where they're about to drop that hammer and take the videos off the internet, and the men of the Lord are no longer going to be on the highways and byways.
Yeah, that Jake in Dallas a couple of years ago, he had the dashiki. He was talking about the Bible. These are all setups by Esau, man. Even these other Israelite groups, you got camps that have actual murders and the stuff.
Bodies.
Bodies on them. They just get swept away. He's keeping that in his back pocket to be like, look, these people are the problem. They did the same thing in Rome. We're gonna burn Rome and then blame the Christians. Who are the Christians? The Israelites, man.
It wasn't Charlton Heston.
Yeah.
And hey, lest we forget, ISUPK, that was on that Vice segment called Hate Thy Neighbor, where they were going to the gun range, shooting automatic rifles, all in black, with the fringes on and everything. The HOY, the pull-up boys. You got to get get your spirit. We got to get our spirit
tap
right,
into Esau.
but we also got to get our aim right.
You
And
gotta tap into Esau's blessing.
Mm-hmm.
What scripture is that, man? Tap into Esau's blessing. His blessing is going to be used to destroy him. Yahawashi said, "He that take up the sword shall die by it." Man, they don't follow Yahawashi, man.
They follow their bellies. And you Jakes out there about to find out how much these false prophets had led you astray. These false shepherds coming in another way. And it's going to be too late for a lot of you at that point. You're going to have to take the judgments that we're about to get back into in 2nd Esdras chapter 16. But I'm going to just read a little bit in verse 18. The beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars. We got the war in Ukraine going on right now. And you're hearing more and more about World War III in the news. Nuclear war. And you got Israel starting to flare back up over there, which is what we're diligently waiting for. The least of the flock in Jeremiah 49, verse 20, drawing them out, doing something to provoke Iran, to drag in the U.S. and NATO on their side, and Russia and China in on Iran's side, and to bring about that battle in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, the War of Armageddon. Hey, everything's a powder keg right now, and you can see that little fuse to that TNT barrel. It's about to explode.
Once it starts, there's no turning back.
And the powers shall stand in fear. That's talking about these elites out here. The Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, Gettys, you name it. Hey, they're working towards fulfilling their NW0, their Great Reset, but at the same time, they're standing in fear because they see the prophets prophesying and seeing everything we're prophesying about come to pass. And we're telling you, as pursuant with the Amos chapter 9, that you're going to be some of the first ones we come to get. Also in Psalms 149, they shall bound their kings in chains and their nobles in fetters of iron.
Yeah, because they're going to get to a point like, hey, she going to get out of hand, and they're going to be like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have pushed that button, to get it started. Because it's going to get so wild, and then it's going to be too late. You're going to see Yahawashi come back, crack them clouds, man. It's a done deal. And all that BS they done, all the lies, the deceit, the treachery, the robbing, the killing, it's over for you, man. You gotta serve your time. Like you sentenced Jake to 30, 50 years for what, stealing a rake or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you gotta get that 1,000 years serving that time,
For stealing the world, for stealing identities.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy, man. He'll give our people 50 years for the most minuscule crime, and then when his charges get brought up, I didn't do that. That wasn't me.
Hey, Bush and Cheney started a war in Iraq that killed millions of innocent men, women, and children. But when that comes up, no talks about war crimes. It wasn't me. The terrorists, WMDs.
Double.
Hey, that's why the reapers are ready to. The world is the harvest is ripe, man.
Yeah.
That's why the Lord. Then the world as we know it has lost its youth. It's no more good unto the people, which really is not the world, but the people have destroyed the world. The people that's in charge, man. And the reapers is ready to reap this bitch, man. That's why you send them at a unimaginable clip, man. And every time you're looking at chariots just hovering over this place. When the angels are out, what you think they here to do? You think they here to just... They're actionaries, man. They take action, man. So if you send them daily, all right, people are saying them just hovering up. Shit, a big ass chariot hovering over Walmart, man. Just sitting over Walmart. All right, what that tells you, like, it's not moving. People is actually got the dog in the basket, eat them, just sitting there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that what the earth is ripe, is ready to be reaped. Who are the reapers? The angels. All right, they're ready to reap this place out, man, because this world, as we know, has lost its youth. It's time for the Lord to destroy it, man.
Just to back you up with the chariots, they've been seeing a lot of them over in Ukraine. Wherever there's a major war zone going on, you're seeing the chariots over there. Why? Because they're orchestrating.
Yeah, they're working on the minds of those. They instructing the minds of them with their summons from the Lord to instruct the minds of these different nations and kings to go against each other. The Lord said, I got the king's heart as the rivers of waters. I'm changing the whatsoever I please. So what Vladimir Putin's you get all these people, man, the angels is working on their minds. All right? We're being summoned from the Lord. And that's why we are in the midst of World War III, man. we're actually in a soft stage. They just haven't started fight yet. Because the Lord said He gonna stir up the meats, He gonna stir up the minds. But when you stir something in a pot, you're checking it to see if it's ready. So as you're stirring it, you don't just stir because it needs to be stirred. Nah, you're stirring it till it get ready.
And you're turning up the heat.
And you turning up the heat or the temperature as you need to finish it. When you cook it, do you want to cook forever? You ain't cooking forever. All right? You only cooking till the food get ready. And if you're extremely hungry, you're gonna really cook it fast. So the world is extremely ready to be judged. Got it. Well, I had the second address 14, you know, with the world has lost its youth and the times begin to wax old.
Shit, we'll get to y'all. We'll get back in this.
Yeah, that's cool.
Second Ezra 16.
Yeah, you got
19.
Got 19.
Second Ezra 16, verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
Not scourges for love.
Yeah.
Not scourges for a tap on the back. Scourges for amendment, to amend your behavior, to punish you for being wicked. And of course, we just went to the famines.
Nah, just to add to your point, because the Lord those scourges intend to change, like you said, that's the change your what? Your cognition. Because the cognition that the world is currently in, or the hypnosis of the world is in unjudged in an unjudged state, man. All right. So the Lord, which is the judge and the king of the earth, He intends to what? Put on the people's minds judgment again, man. All right. So which is what? Debt, anguish, like all the things He's saying, man. The Lord about to bring these things to the people's minds again, because the American way, these people don't know nothing, man. They don't know debt and hardship and
the city with unwalled villages where they dwell carelessly.
They don't even, like you say, they so stretched forth out everywhere. They ain't even protecting their own country, man.
Down here, you've got something called French Quarter Fest taking place, and then Jazz Fest next week. And you got all these Edomites coming down here to have a good time. But like we were talking about earlier, you just had the Attorney General? Lieutenant Governor. No, the one that said we lost control of the
now you got the DA and the police chief.
The DA and the police chief say, hey, we've lost control of New Orleans, meaning crime is out of hand. But then you've got these busy Edomites dwelling carelessly coming down to have a good time. It's been 2 years since we had a real French Quarter. It's been 2 years since we had a Jazz Fest. I'm gonna go get drunk, pop some pills, but at the same time, hey, a lot of these jack boys are gonna be messing you people up, and good for you. That's scourges for amendment.
That is. Hey, I said in the video, but I didn't. You know, sometimes you say things, and the Lord put it on your spirit, and you kind of go back and feel like, damn, you say that. I said that the world has to catch up to His judgment. It's already judged. It's just moving behind in such a way, like the judgment have already been judged. Babylon have been judged according to the angels. It just have to catch up to us. So actually, the world is late for everything to happen to it. It's late. It's on schedule, but in other words, the people in it, it's on a Lord's schedule, but in actuality, it's just walking down this judgment, man.
They get caught like a thief in the night.
That's it. That's why it's gonna get caught like that.
You're not paying attention. No. You're late to the party, but hey, the men of the Lord, hey, Abaratas, we endure. We see what's happening. So we're preparing ourselves accordingly to hope to make it through it. But as for the rest of you people, you're gonna get caught out here with your pants around your ankles, and it's gonna be vicious.
It says,
and with the plague too, what do we see? We got Anton, Faust, and all these other heads saying, oh, it looks like Craggamuffin's making a comeback.
Here we go.
You've got them talking about the bird flu killing off a bunch of chickens and turkeys, which is going to further exacerbate the famine. And then you had one of the former members of the CDC come out and say, look, it's a rare transmission for bird flu to humans. But if it does happen, that's going to have a high mortality rate. And who knows what else? What other plagues the Most High is going to release, or have these Edomites have leaked out of a Resident Evil biolab somewhere?
Yeah, that's what they do to usher in what they're doing. They hypothetically speak. They put hypotheticals out, right? They throw all these hypotheses around. Oh, if this would happen, So it would put it in the people's minds like, okay, this can potentially happen, but it hasn't. And again, that's why the Lord saying they security, because people believe, all right, well, they saying that, all right, but you got to remember too, this the enemy. This your enemy that's telling you, all right, this can happen, this can potentially happen. So what you would do, you would want to take heed as if, okay, it's going to happen, which remember, the Lord is controlling the minds of the powers that be. And if they're giving that to you in that order, it's probably going to happen like that. Or what? Or if not worse.
What'd you have? You had Billy Gates.
Yeah.
Billy Gates come with Event 5201, which a couple of months before the Cragamuffin really kicked off, they did drills on what if a Cragamuffin happened.
Simulations. They always doing simulations prior to what they gonna basically give into the people, man. All right, a simulation is as almost as close and as real as it can get, man. Why you think Putin? Why you think he testing that's as close as they could get
it ready
without actually doing it? All right, that's what a simulation is. It's the real deal. It's just it's not hitting its target or whatever, whatever is. They sending wherever they sending it to, it's just a test run, man. But that simulation is a simulation to judgment that's walking down this place, man.
And he's so super technical. He likes to, make sure everything works according to plan. So when you see him practicing, he's gonna do these things.
Yeah.
He's not doing it for no reason.
Yeah.
Testing missiles for no reason.
He practice to play the game, man. Yeah, play the real thing. That's what practice is for.
Yeah. It's back in 2nd Ezra 16. Verse 20, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges.
Being late to coming to the judgment, being dizzy out here, dwelling carelessly in this city with unwalled villages, like we just said. Here you have the DA and all of them saying they've lost control of the crime rates in New Orleans, but still people are flooding down here for French Quarter and Jazz Fest to have a good time. They're not taking heed to all the red alerts and signs happening all around them. So again, they're going to be caught like a thief in the night. And when it comes, it's going to blow your brains all over the street.
This is verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case.
And this is no longer becoming the case. Victuals like food, gas, all your other creature comforts. Hey, inflation's hitting, hyperinflation's hitting. I read an article a little while ago where Trump came out and said the U.S. is a third world country. I can't even get stuff. Me, and he's a narcissist. He's like, Trump. I try to order things for my hotels, and they say, Mr. Trump, we can't get it.
Wow.
And they're saying that American families should expect to pay $433 something more a month for food, and an extra $2,000 to $3,000 for food a year. Hey, these victuals are no longer being cheap. And when you're faced with that and empty storehouses, and you're starving, and you're seeing the baby starving, what are you about to do? You're about to get it how you live. You're about to be kicking in doors and taking names and taking lives.
Like it's in the scriptures, we have sold our mortgages, our lands, because of the dearth, man. Yeah. You see, the dearth is hurting these people. What can affect the people more than anything? The food, man.
That's your lifeline, man.
That's your lifeline. You gotta think about that. Hey, it's not hard.
Henry Kissinger said, if we control the oil, we control the nations. But if we control the food, we control the people.
There you go. That's why I say people start mortgaging their lands. They call like whatever they got to eat.
They did that in ancient Egypt. Yeah. Remember, they sold the lands first, their cattle, then themselves to be slaves.
God. And then but the Lord put the spirit on Joseph, all right, to during the Egypt time for them, Pharaoh to save up the coin, man. All right, so what? And all they're doing is they're controlling the dirt by storing up all the food. That's it. They think that at the ports, the food, everything that's coming in, they just holding it, man. It's not that it ain't there. They're holding it back.
They got all type of Edomites coming out that work in these warehouses all around America, showing you, look, you ever wonder where all the food is going?
Right here.
Their turn. So this warehouse is full of shit, man.
Yeah.
All right. And like the bird said, they'll purposely hold them back on you.
Huh?
A lot of that shit going to those them doomsday bunkers and shit.
Huh?
A lot of truckers and expose that. I got this funny road. I was asking them for the PO and all that. They didn't want to show me.
Yeah.
Look where we at. They'll show themselves with their trucks ready to load in the docks at the doomsday bunker boat, man.
Underground highway.
Yeah.
Submarines and shit everywhere.
What the fuck you Jakes in Florida doing? Every month they sending equipment to NASA through NASA and they bringing that shit up there to the space station. They at least plan on going to the space station up there. And they got more shit up. They got more shit up there that they just show you the space station. They got some other shit up there, man.
Luxury space hotels. They got all kind of shit. Elysium.
Just like underwater, the underwater submarines and hotels and shit. These people got shit, man. You can look these things up. There's have a world under the water, man.
It's another fucking Edomite. I forgot his name. It was a book I was supposed to purchase. He was an insider with the elite bankers, man, of the Illuminati. And that guy said, man, I went and visited so and so, and he said I was miles and miles underneath America. And he said they got malls, stores, all that shit like that, man. You think they can go to Gucci on top of the ground? Nigga got Gucci down there, nigga.
Got Gucci factories down there.
Yeah, they at least got all they creature clumpers and luxuries down safely under the ground when you niggas don't even know it, man.
Raccoon City showed you that. That's a small glimpse.
The hive.
The hive, man.
Yeah.
Come on. If I could back up what you just said about these guys going into these places where they got food stored up. Another thing is that the U.S. government has been telling U.S. farmers to destroy their croplands or else they won't get lucrative government subsidies. That they'll cut that off and penalize them for not destroying their own crops and pouring oil onto their fields. And also a lot of these farmers have been told to kill off a lot of cattle too and just let shit rot in the field.
Yeah, come on, man. You go look up some of these it's called farming subsidies or some benefit. Yeah, some benefit they get. Tax exemption they get from the government.
Yeah,
man, you're not gonna throw away. Them dudes get $350,000 a month. That's about 8.6 million in a fucking year's time. More. I'm just throwing numbers out. But you're not
these hard times.
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna throw away. You giving me a free $350,000? How you think they buying them fucking $500,000 tractors and shit?
Yeah.
What's wrong with Jake? Them niggas got tractors bigger than this goddamn building, man.
Farmers are completely controlled by the government.
Yeah.
They giving them all their credit, everything that they need to get all their tools, man, to cultivate. So now when they're like, look, shut the cultivation down, the farmers gonna do it, huh?
Yeah. Just like over here. And I found this out working with a bunch of farmers where I worked at it in Houston, man. And Jake they don't expose it to Jake, but Jake can get all type of tax exemptions just by having let's say you buy a pickup truck. Pickup truck can be a 1,500 2-ton. All you gotta do is get about 10 chickens and shit. You get all type of rural development taxes and shit. You don't have to pay taxes, or you don't have to pay like you know how we get the thing in our window.
Yeah.
Yeah, the brake tag or some shit. You don't get a brake tag in 12 years. No. That's it. That's all only the information only being traded amongst Edomites.
That's in-house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these Edomites, I'm gonna tell you something too. These Edomites that have these farms and have the insight, they're looking out for each other, man. Of course. Hey, I'm gonna give you this pallet. Don't eat none of this shit because this is getting ready to happen in July. And how the fuck you think this can come? Like me just talked about it. How do you brothers think these Edomites talking about? It's in the government saying in June or July you're gonna really feel the crunch of the food, man. Yeah, because they know you like you say. I don't know what you brothers said, but I know y'all said it. All right.
Yeah, we not.
Some of us. Yeah, you niggas gonna be out. You niggas gonna be in them pools.
Yeah.
You gonna be running up and down the goddamn street, running after these hoes. Yeah, these hoes gonna be on the beach like them. Yeah. All right, and they gonna be slinging them with ice cream, and them elites know that. Yeah. So what you do, you hit the fucking stomachs, man. You hit that gas tank. They know you niggas love to ride, man. That's why we brought it out before. That's why they put those little strips on the ground. They know how many people in this particular time of the season drive down these roads, man. and they cutting them off, man. They cutting you niggas. They cutting you off. You get ready for another siege of Masada, man. You just gonna feel it, man. Yeah.
Shut off the supplies.
Yeah. These double, hey man, these elite bankers, they learn from their foreparents, Alexander the Great, Antiochus, Nero.
They're doing the same
Yeah,
thing.
doing the same shit.
They're the same people.
Yeah.
They're the same people. You control the food, you got the people.
And they structure their empire based on their foreparents' empire. That's why in the summer, what they give you niggas? They give you niggas the tail end of basketball. They give you niggas all these greater circus. Yeah. Festivals and all that shit to keep you fucking blind to what they're really doing. And then when they turn off that well, when they stop that food, it's done. Well, yeah, we gonna catch a nigga. You gonna catch a nigga get on his knees? Well, FEMA. FEMA. Nigga running. How the fuck you gonna run? Nigga, the prophets done told you niggas for the last umpteen years, man. I dare one of you niggas to try to run into one of them helicopters. Drop you in the helicopter, plane, drop that big ass. What they call it? That payload, fucking yeah. You niggas crazy, man. But it's gonna happen that way. A lot of you just gonna get blown away over some water, man. Blown away over some food, man. The last dibs of Pampers, you niggas gonna get blown away.
Second, that's just 15, 19. Finish.
I had the other one too. I had that one for. Yeah, I just thought about it. I had that one for. This brother and you was talking. Hold on, let me go to.
Finish that one real quick. Just to back up everything you just said.
2nd Ezra 16:21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good
They
case.
shall think themselves to be in good case. What? Going out on the beach during the summer, having a good time, stunting, all that, all this bullshit these people into, going to festivals.
And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Those scourges for amendment, cutting
it now.
people down left and right,
Carjacking, man.
rapes.
For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
Hey, if you're not of that elect number, hey, if you don't starve to death, what the sword's gonna get you? You get caught up in these race wars, the civil wars, martial law, getting sent to a concentration camp and tortured to death. You get drafted to go die in the Middle East, or ultimately those nuclear missiles. Hey, if you don't have that protective hedge of Yahawashi, bahasham, Yahawashi around you, you ain't making it.
No, not at all, man.
It says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down.
The dead shall be cast out as dung or shit. It'll be so much death, destruction, dead bodies around here. You're not going to give a second thought to it. You become emotionally numb. You're going to step over it and look around. Oh, there's a crate of something. Take that. That's going back to the love of many, waxing cold. People are going to be emotionless animals out here. Psychopath, sociopath, any worse, just animalistic attribute out here. These people are going to be living in.
They like that now, though.
Con.
You just had to Jake when you post here, you go use the EBT, the food stamp card, then steal a BMW, and then run out of gas in it. Man. You're not thinking. People are not thinking, man. Like,
We come into a time where you want to,
that's bugging.
instead of being loud, instead of being out there, want to be the guy that's seen. You have to be the guy that slipped through. Like we had right now, we had a particular place. You should be able to, in that time, you should be able to come through this place and not be seen by nobody, man. Slipping in and slipping out, man. Being quiet, right? Because the guy that's loud and out there, you're gonna make yourself a target. You're gonna be a prey, man. All right. You're gonna come into a time where you're gonna be in them bushes, man. You're gonna see some shit go down over there. You're gonna see multiple people get put to death. And you better not move and make a noise, man.
Hey, like Frank Lucas, how did he get caught going to the show with that big fur coat on, bringing
He
it
was
being
against
loud?
that.
Woman, he was against it too.
He was against that type of shit, man.
But he let his woman. Yeah, that's how a lot of you jakes are gonna go out following that behind your woman.
Big Keisha, niggas gonna get you niggas put to death, man. Big Keisha gonna get a lot of you niggas put to death, man. Cause you following her, she's gonna lead you in the Jacob's trouble. Come on.
Yeah, straight down.
That
gotta go
man
to the
said,
camps.
yeah, that man said, all we gotta do is turn ourselves in for bread and water. And shit, goddamn it, I'm hungry. Come on.
Ain't you a real holding the baby in the, ain't you a real man? Ain't you a provider?
Yeah. What you niggas gonna do, man? All the air gonna come out you.
Come on.
And next thing you know, you're gonna hear drills, power drills, all right, thumb screws and cattle proms against your ass, man.
And Russian and Chinese.
Yeah. None of you niggas gonna trust your woman, man. So the trusting Yahawashi instead of trusting what you know. Because right now it's like my man Iverson says, right now you're practicing. Right now the conference calls, that's practice for the real thing. The real thing is finna come. The real exam, the real test is finna come, man.
That's right.
Right?
That gotta be walked out too. The test gotta be walked out. The practicing is talked out.
Yeah.
The test gonna be walked out, man.
Yeah, just like when you try out for some of these jobs, they want to have a physical, what they call it?
Resume.
Like firemen, what they call it? The exam, the physical. You gotta lift shit. You gotta. Yeah, that's the physical test finna come, and it's gonna. And Yahawashi is gonna play on all parts. It's gonna be mental. It's gonna be physical. It's gonna be spiritual. You gonna have to. Lord will make it through, man. That's why the scripture says the righteous shall scarcely make it, meaning the righteous is going to be sit in the midst of it, and you're going to see these things go down. The things that we're very talking about. Nigga looking like a damn West African, them few flies on his face, and he going, the ghost left him, man. You'll see people get butchered. Just died, man. How your mental state going to be? How you going to be instead of trying to make it, man? Go.
This is Revelation 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
That true test that we're talking about. That true time. Because we all going to be tested, man. In some way, somehow. And ultimately, the ultimate test is what? That mark of the beast, man. That charagma. That charagma is finna hit these streets, man. They put it out there. Cashless, payless way to go through the stores, man. And you see them niggas in Atlanta that got to open that store. They're down with the beast, man.
They got robots delivering food and everything.
Yeah.
But as I said at the beginning, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, the faith and the patience of the saints, diligently doing whatever you can to stay in the good graces of your power, YAHAWAH, bahasham, Yahawashi, preaching this word, being brotherly, doing all that, gaining as much knowledge, wisdom, and understanding as you can to have that stability in those times to get through that hour of temptation when it comes upon you. We're gonna need that spirit on us to be able to get through these things which have never been seen on the earth before, times that are worse than any other time in history. As it says in Daniel chapter 12, Michael the archangel is gonna have to come and fight on our behalf. Yeah, 3 seconds. Kind of. Yeah, we'll get the Daniel 12.
Let's look at Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
Keeping that patience of YAHAWAH, bahasham, Yahawashi, at a time like no other. Worse than the flood, worse than the Roman captivity, Antiochus,
Slave trade.
The transatlantic slave trade, World War I, World War II. Any horrific time in history, what we're coming into is going to make them look like a day on Sesame Street.
Because the technology's worse. Esau's got the power to kill even more than he did in the Roman Empire.
Cheaply kill hundreds of thousands of people cheaply and efficiently.
As Sirach 32, verse 24, he that believeth in the Lord take heed to the commandments, is the main point. And he that trusteth in him shall fare never the worse.
He that trusteth in him shall fare never the worse. We've been going into the famines that are coming, but what's it saying in Isaiah 65? My servants shall eat and drink, while ye shall thirst and mourn and lament.
Oh, see, so hey, even once that word fare in that scripture, it means it's another way of saying to go through. So, all right. So, hey, I was about to say we continue to trust in Yahawashi, He ain't gonna allow us to go through worse than these people out here that's appointed to wrath. All right.
And they have no hedge over them. They about to get the full force
Yeah.
of the judgment of Yahweh bahasham Yahawashi.
Blunt of this shit, man.
Really, they're standing in the way of that blast for us to take all that force and power. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're the bulletproof vest for the elect.
Con.
Because you got to think about that. You know, the Lord gave us His word. He's gonna basically put us under His wing. A lot of these other people out here, He got a lot of other targets. A lot of other people that's gonna be out here as soft targets to deal with, man. And Esau, and like I said, Esau ain't gonna be able to do a goddamn thing about it too, man. You know, it's gonna be made known. Like the scripture said, then it shall be known who are my chosen in that day, man. It's gonna be known.
Let me just it says something else very, very powerful in there too. Where it says, "Then shall it be known who are my chosen." Here it is. This is 2nd Ezra 16:73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide.
Yeah, that's the point. He is your guide. So when you're a guide, give me the word guide. What it means to be a guide. All right. So the Lord because there's another scripture too. The song how the Lord tell you how your thoughts, whatever's in your mind, He put it in there, man. So the Lord your body wants to, you want to go here. The Lord gonna have it to where you go this way. And when you go this way, you're gonna look back and see why the Lord didn't make you go that way, man. All right. Because you might want to go that way, and people gonna get jacked up that way, man. The Lord gonna make it to where the dogs, the canines that these soldiers in them have, they're not gonna smell you in that day, man. All right, you're gonna be right there, hiding in the car or something. They ain't gonna be able to smell you. The Lord gonna make it to where you have a way to escape. All right.
They had that movie, Frailty, or when you see in that movie, I don't want to spoil it, but just pretty much. Okay. Pretty much wherever.
No, nothing back.
Pretty. The movie deals with people who can see the demons in people. They touch them and can see how wicked they are. So the Most High they put them to death, the judge them, and say the guy walks into the FBI building because the one guy he's got a judge is in there. He gets the guy and takes him out. But when they go back and look at the footage, whenever you see the guy walking in the building, there's like a blur. You can't see his face. And anybody he walked up to was like, I can't remember his voice, or had a conversation with him, but I can't remember how he sounded or how he looked. I'm just pulling up blanks. Like that, the protection of Yahweh bahasham Yahawashi.
It's like that. You ever seen that movie Columbia? The little girl.
Colombiana.
Colombiana.
Yeah. In the scene when she was in jail, and when took our boy out in jail, by the time the guard woke up, he the one with the gun and shit. And he didn't kill a girl, but she did it though. You know what I'm saying? It happened quick. You know, but the other guy, like, ain't no way that guard could have did that. But it was set up that way, man.
And we have plenty of examples from our forefathers, like Peter when he was in prison.
Yeah.
The angels opened up the locks. Yeah. Paul getting just a whole host of examples that showing our forefathers who had faith in Yahweh bahasham Yahawashi getting out of tight, almost like how you gonna get out of this impossible situation.
And these brothers here, they're speaking of what? Daniel's 12th chapter. What the fuck? What Michael gonna get up for no reason? He's just gonna read? No, he's gonna intervene in a lot of shit, man. A lot of situations you're gonna be in a tight situation. That's it. This must be how I'm gonna go. Something's gonna happen, man.
That's why the Lord building our faith right now.
Yeah.
When these things happen, we don't bug out. That wisdom and knowledge.
And we've seen the Most High has shown us plenty of examples. One thing that I will never forget is when we were down on the lake doing a video, and we were talking about that Isaiah 65:13 about how my servants shall eat, and we brought up that example of was it Elijah or it was Samuel when the birds were bringing him food.
Yeah.
It was Elijah. We were talking about that example, and right when we brought it up, a crow came with a piece of bread in its mouth and like hopped in front
Yes,
and was
yeah.
looking at us and with the bread in his mouth and then just flew off.
He flew back in the tree while we were doing the lesson. He was sitting there
Sitting
listening.
there listening.
And then the other time we was on the lake, man, the lake real spiritual, man. But even when we went around, remember we went to the wilderness, them chariots were just coming.
7 of them.
Yeah. You know?
That was the first time I saw a chariot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then at the time we was on the lake, you know, that was a chicken bandit, you know.
Yeah.
And that chariot, we talking and we looked up, the chariot literally came in this realm, slowed down, did a burst of fire and left out of this bitch, man.
Get that brother's garment on camera. The chariot was the color of his garment, that emerald green. It looked like a ball of light in a shooting star streak. It came, as the elder brother said, it came, slowed down. We could see with the tail and everything, just
And left out of this realm like that, man. You could then see the portal that it went in. And like I said, we seen that with these, man. Like Martin said, with these. We ain't tripping and making nothing up, man. You know, and that's how the Lord, and the Lord, we were talking about Jacob trouble then too. And talking about getting delivered, and the Lord showed it, hey, I'm with that, man. Yeah, I'm with that. And to the world out, to co-workers, friends, family, we sound crazy. We sound fucking crazy. We sound loony to them, man. Man, they talking about UFOs, man. Huh? Yeah.
We kin to him. Just that boy. That's my cousin, man. What are you talking about? We were growing up. Yeah, we were growing up together.
Driving
Got nothing to
spaceships.
do with nothing.
I got a fucking uncle. I got an uncle. Well, he just went not too long ago. He went to one of my cousins I grew up with. Man, I heard your cousin gone crazy. And my cousin like, man, your cousin ain't crazy. Like, bro, I just dealt with him. Like he, you know, ain't nothing changed about him. The same conversation we had when we was teenagers and young. It's the same old yucking now. You know, ain't nothing changed, man. Man, but I heard he trying to emphasize. But I heard it crazy. You know,
cares what you heard. What's the dead man's opinion?
and the Lord, he already done talked shit before. The Lord had jacked him up. The Lord, you went downtown LA to nigga and gutted you from here on down. Came down with that bitch, man. Nigga knocked your eye out and shit. You still talking shit though, man. Yeah. No, fuck. He basically saying, fuck with you. I heard.
Yeah, and it's true.
Yeah.
To him. It's true to him. He won't believe like that.
The other nigga you know, man. That what that nigga name is? Oh, I think he have told you about the dude, the black dude. Danny black nigga, man.
Oh yeah.
You see him, you see this brother with other men in law, you talking shit.
Oh
man.
yeah.
He Lord gonna fuck you up too, man.
Somebody like a family friend. I was with the bros in Bay St. Louis, and we were all out there having a good time.
That nigga, man. Go ahead.
We were all out there. We weren't doing anything. We were out there having a good time, having some drinks, and this one dude sees me and sees. At first, he see me and didn't acknowledge me. I had to go up and talk to him, which shows how much of a fake coon nigga he is. But then he had told another family member of mine that he had saw us, and he was like, "Oh, I saw Ra'aya there, and he was with some thugs. Like he was with some thug-looking black guys."
Come on,
talking
man.
about the bro.
And that brother family never met her. They didn't believe that shit, man.
My family member he told it to is like, yeah, I know Ra'aya. I know he ain't get down like that at all. I know he's full of shit. The DB's full of shit.
This brother got a uncle, man. This nigga is a pure nigga, man. talking shit. Don't know a fucking thing, man. Ain't be a pastor.
Damn, pastor.
This shit is crazy, man. The Lord gonna jack you motherfuckers up, man. I'm talking about the friends, the people that's close to the prophet that be doing that shit. The Lord gonna jack you niggas up, man.
Well,
And like I said, you brothers can't be. They talking shit, man. Which we don't give a fuck.
it's all good.
It's all good, man. You know, we take it.
We embrace that.
But you're gonna be jacked up. You brothers don't worry about that shit, man. It's not about them.
Hey, Yahawashi said, Matthew chapter 10, don't think I've come to bring peace but the sword, division, a man against a son against father, mother against daughter, two in the family against you, all that stuff. Division especially from your own family members, is one of the things you should expect from the jump.
That's a good sign. It means
Yeah.
the Lord's dealing with you.
Going in the right direction.
Yeah.
And the reason he specified family, because that's who probably the close to you that you would
Right.
adhere to.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Care.
going to get, that's where your cares at. So the Lord, like, I'm gonna specify family. You would father against the son, variance, mother against the daughter. Like that's your closest knitted relationships. You know, to something, you know, for most people, right? Unless you don't have no family.
Yeah, you respect your pops, you respect
Yeah,
your
you
mom, but
close to that.
But you shouldn't care about what they're talking about when it comes to this word. Man, I heard you out there with some niggas on with some skirts on. What's going on with you? Look, Pops, we're not gonna even go into that.
Yeah.
I don't even want to go there with you, man. You know?
Man's foe shall be they of his own household.
Yeah, man.
Hey, but listen to this real quick. This is Psalms 27:10. When my father and my mother forsake me, then Yahawaah will take me up.
Yeah, that's plain, man. Because a lot of brothers in this thing that I have came past, they have been forsaken by everything. We say it was all good just a week ago.
Yeah,
A week ago, from prior to coming to this truth, Mama was baking them big ass cakes you like,
yeah.
the mama biscuits, all that shit. When you find this word, you become the black sheep. You get shitted on, man.
Person non grata.
Yeah, you get persecuted in your own house. Some brothers gotta live with them people. I seen brothers get kicked the fuck out. Oh no, nigga, you gotta go. You talking about my Jesus? And instead of throwing the trash bags of the brother shit out, you know what I'm saying? Pop, nah, I ain't seen niggas. Daddy disown you behind the word, but you got a half brother. This nigga gay. This nigga's this nigga flaming.
And they love him.
And they love that nigga, man.
Cool.
It's cool. They ain't throw him out.
They had his graduation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're going to hairstylist school.
that's what we got to go through for this, man. And I embrace that shit, man. I'd rather go through that. And this is a part of the fire. This is a part of that purification part. Uncle talking shit. Your family and friend talk. I'd rather go through that shit any day than to go through that fire that's gonna come from them heavens, man.
I got that.
Cause that motherfucker, it's not gonna play, man. That's cool. That's cool. I take that shit. Now, like I say, I embrace it because I've always been the black sheep of my family. Because one thing about where I come from, and these different other brothers come from, niggas can't think. They can't think outside of that 4-block radius of the hood they in. Always coming up in school, I got put out. Hey man, ain't no fucking way we were just in Africa, man. I'm challenging the teacher, man. I think we were something better than that. Get out of here. Right, motherfucker, get out of here. There's no fucking way. We the Michael Jordans of the world. We this, we that. There's no fucking possible way. We just was in Africa, man. This is a bunch of niggas. Nah.
Walking around naked.
Yeah.
No civilization.
And I was in the world, but you couldn't tell me that bullshit, man.
Hey, I was the same way. Like, I used to go to a Catholic school, and in class, I remember asking, like, how could Jesus be white if he was in the Middle East? Like, questions like that.
And these people can't wrestle with those questions. And we ain't know nothing then, man. Your uncle, you present that to your pastor. That nigga on what he told you one time? I'm trying to watch the game.
I'm watching the Saints game, then we could talk about God.
And when the time's over with, he ain't want to talk about that
answer the
shit.
phone no more.
Come on, man.
Sitting outside his house. Well, I
Yeah,
gotta
man.
go pick somebody from the airport, then we could talk about that.
Bullshit, man.
Like, all right.
Bullshit, man. But we the joke. We funny though, man. It's not gonna. I'm gonna see. Like I said, what the scripture say? In the day of thy power,
They should be willing.
I want to see. I'm gonna be funny in that day, man. Lord will. I want to see if it's gonna be funny when that my Jesus. When you see the other Jesus, the real Yahawashi come back. He's not what you thought he looked like. He's not what you thought this Bible is. Because this Bible, hey, Isaiah the 63rd chapter give you a glimpse of the nature or the mindset of Yahawashi, man. That man ain't gonna be playing when he come back. All right. That scripture in Matthew about offending the one. A lot of you gonna taste that offending in one of the little ones, man. Because we're the little ones of Yahawashi that you offended. Because brothers, you think about this shit sometimes, like, man, motherfucking uncle, man, that nigga ain't tripping, man. But you got offended, man.
Yeah.
And the Lord's gonna avenge that shit, man.
You playing with this man. You're
Yeah.
playing with their emotions. Like, These are the ones He set out for Himself, and you're making their life hell for them trying to let you know what salvation is. What do you think's gonna happen to you?
And like I said, I didn't have cousins. Nigga, know you don't eat that shit, man. But they'll try to mix some bacon in some shit. They'll hide the shit. They say you eating the omelet. They'll put the omelet. It look like omelet, but niggas got bacon in there and sit back.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Wicked as hell. Yeah.
Nigga, do shit like that, man.
The Most High's gonna enjoy killing you. Like he's got that day set down on His calendar. Oh, I'm killing you this day. I'm gonna kill you this way, and I'm gonna record it and have a laugh about it.
That's why Ezra said, for the full are full things, and for the empty are empty things, man. These people are empty. And David and Job said, the zeal of thine own house have eaten me up, man. The people right around me, man. All right, for my zeal of my own house, they have eaten me up, man.
Yeah.
Trying to eat me alive, man.
They do the men of the Lord that shit, man. They do us that shit.
Yeah, say your enemies is a scripture song. Say your enemies won't eat my flesh, man.
Instead of trap.
David say that.
Yeah.
Like my enemies wish the desire to eat my flesh, man. My fat, like
Bring out the
enemy.
precept.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
And then I
me
want to
get
say
that,
one
man.
thing too.
Just walk
Because
down.
one thing about Jake, you could have been this particular popular person amongst Jake. Why the scripture says in Matthew, the Lord said prophet is not
we're holding it. All right, we're holding it.
yeah, but check it out. You could be this type of guy, and then once you come into the word, all your worldly values drop down to not everybody's playing with you or think you the
It's
P
like
word,
that movie
man.
Trading Places.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd was a cop of the walk, on top of everything, had best friends, a beautiful fiance. That when his status was taken away and he was at the low, people were just looking at him. You smell, you're disgusting. Call the cops on him.
Yeah. That's why, and we're gonna see the brothers, the men of the Lord. We're gonna see Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, come into play, man. The whole thing, from the we kind of his life madness and all that shit gonna come into play, man. With our family members. So fuck, we ain't got no friends, man. Only fucking friends is men of the Lord.
Brothers.
Yeah.
We don't got friends, we got brothers.
Fuck everybody else.
It says in Isaiah 57:1 that the righteous perish,
Yeah.
and they don't lead to the heart. They don't lead the heart, man. They don't. These people don't consider, like you said, the strangeness of our salvation. Like they're not gonna perish in the end. All
It's
right?
funny.
It's weird.
I remember telling
Some type of way.
Jake, and Jake will sit there with you learn over time from when you first come in, your first 5-6 years, you be up there zealous. You want to tell everybody. So you telling the nigga up there,
Nigga, hate.
nigga bust out laughing. This nigga believe, so yo, this nigga believe you UFO.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your cousin calling you with niggas on the speakerphone. You hear him talking. Niggas sneaking. You hear the niggas laughing and shit in the background, man. I say, man, fuck you, man.
Yeah,
Hung the phone up, you know?
Yeah. It's vengeance for that.
Yeah.
See, that's a rock.
That shit is not gonna be funny, man.
It's gonna be vengeance for it. That's a line. This song's
And we serious. I won't say that.
There you go.
You literally serious with them niggas. You putting out
You
scriptures.
serious.
You breaking
Serious,
shit
like,
down,
I'm serious.
and them niggas.
You're
It's
sincere.
true, because you believe, like you like this is it. We know this it. We trying to get y'all to believe, and they're like, man, I don't want to hear that.
You would choke. The butt of the day. Go ahead, Doc.
Yes, Psalm 27:2. It says, when the wicked, even my enemies and my foes. Now, why did he say his enemies and his foes? Because one of his enemies can be his people, man.
I tell you that the foes
And
you have your own household. So
foes,
it's talking about your,
right.
your AKA family.
So he said my enemies and my foes. Because he can just say my enemies. Shouldn't your enemies just be your enemies? No, he's put specifics on it. He says, when the wicked, even my enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat my flesh, they stumbled and fell, man. All right? Because again, like you said, the Lord got a particular standard set up for each of you men that serve him
And camp it.
and camp it. The standard is encamping around you. Our protection is right. We see our protection, man.
We literally
Do Jake believe that? We're actually looking at our protection, man, on cameras. Like he said, I see it with my own eyes, my own 2 eyes. All right, we see that. We are looking at what's going to protect us, man.
Yeah.
In that day,
And I believe that
we believe it.
I believe that every man in the Lord, like Apostle Tahar said, I believe in every man in the Lord has
An angel.
angel
100%.
appointed time.
Yes, sir.
Who knows
I
how
believe
many
right now.
chariots
Yeah.
are just hovering above us right now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Even on the way home and shit, man. At work. You think you just doing your thing? The angel protecting that nigga that's on them fucking pills, working with you not to run over your ass with the forklift or some shit, man.
Or the cars on the
Yeah.
interstate while you driving and shit.
Yeah,
Or
man.
even you.
Hey,
Driving, you done dumped off for little, but the angels.
Driving that bitch.
The angel done drove the truck for me, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Man, I woke up, I was like, man, what's going on? You know, it could be a split second. Bro, the angels had to be. Just sleeping, the angels casually. But that's,
Yeah,
again,
man.
that's, you know, the Lord, like,
Real
that
shit.
ain't for you. Like, come on, we need the angels. Although yet none of us have been standing. You know how many decisions I made in my life up until this point that was poor, that I very well know I should have been next to the Father on his right hand. Like,
Even
but the angels, like, even now, even
like,
right
man, I'm
now,
fucking
tripping.
Man, I could have punched that nigga and killed him. I'm tripping. You know,
Right.
driving with an asshole, like, man.
Yeah, I went berserk.
Yeah.
You know, like on the interstate. I said, man, I was like, man, I don't know if you had a question. I'm a man of the Lord. But you know, again, the angels is holding our like, I'm holding you down, you know, but we gotta move in wisdom, man. You know, it's hard in this world, bro. This world is tempting, bro. I'm telling you, bro, like we need the angels, or do yet we will fall to the world. We'll
Everything
fall.
a trap. Everything's
It's
a trap, man.
because everything a trap.
I talk about it all the time. You brothers got to start to think, before I go do this shit, come by me. It's 2, 3 in the morning. Oh no, I ain't come by you. Everything is a fucking trap, man. What can happen to me on the way there?
For real.
What can happen to me when I get there? You gotta walk on the eggshells, man. Fuck that shit, man. You gotta have that you gotta trust that voice in your head sometimes, man. As they say, you know.
If I could say, in that Psalms 34, it says, the angels of the Lord encampeth around them that fear him.
Yeah.
And it says in Romans chapter 8 that we're going to be joint heirs with Yahawashi. And what did Yahawashi tell Pontius Pilate? If I wanted to, I could call 1,000 legions of angels. So every man of the Lord may have 1,000 legions of angels protecting him as we speak. Like, that's the power that's behind us.
Yeah, I got you some real quick. This Psalm 66. Yeah, man, come on, man. The Lord holding us down, man. This Psalm 66 and 10. Well, 8. I'm going to start at. Oh, bless our power, ye people, and make the voice of his praise to be heard, which holdeth our soul in life, and suffering not our feet to be moved.
Yeah, that's the same thing you said. They did not eat our flesh,
They
man.
don't eat our flesh.
Because you best believe if you've been in this thing and if you've been paying attention, there's a lot of motherfuckers that want to eat your flesh, man. They got people behind that screen right now, live, crackers, whatever that tune in.
Ready.
They know where we at.
Yeah.
They're ready to pull up on us, man.
Yeah.
If they had it their way, if they had their own way, you know, they'll take to the roof. I remember one of my fucking used to
snipe us out.
Yeah. But the Lord make them niggas change their minds and shit. Man, fuck it, I ain't worried about that, man. You know? Go ahead,
It says, for thou, O our power, has proved us and has tried us as silver is tried. Thou broughtest us into the net, and thou laidest affliction upon our loins.
What that mean? What that mean? Thou brought us into the net. Sometimes he allow you to get
trapped.
Get him
I'm
up,
trapping you. Yeah. I'm trapping
just to test you to see what you're gonna do.
Yeah, that's right.
So what will happen? I'm gonna ask you, what will happen today we get arrested on the block? What will happen next week? Just what he just said. What you said? Yeah, but I wanted you to say what he said. Yeah, coming back the fuck out. Yeah, that's that with the X5, X10.
Yeah, they beat us.
I'm coming back out, man.
Yeah, after they whip the piss out of us.
We in Edomite Park right now. This is a gang of them Edomites gang up on us, man. Yeah. I'll come in and fuck y'all. You know, it is what it is, man.
So as they say, it's a free country.
Yeah, man.
Right.
It says, thou broughtest us into the net, thou laidest affliction upon our loins.
You made it. You got us to get caught up in that net, and you
brought that pressure on us too.
Yeah, whatever happened to us.
Pressure, yeah.
You know.
What they say in Revelation 2, verse 10, that the devil shall cast some of you in prison, that ye
Yeah,
shall be tried.
It's gonna be tried.
But if he
Caught in that net.
It says, "Thou
That's right.
hast caused men to ride over our heads."
What that mean, man? Come on, man.
He said, "We went through fire and through water,
Come on now.
but thou brought us out into a wealthy place."
Hey, that goes in that second Ezra
That's
7.
second
Don't
Ezra.
play.
That's the same thing I'm talking
That
about.
narrow
That
place
fire.
where only man could go one at a time.
For his inheritance.
And to see that big broad place where a kingdom is set up for him, how should a man inherit that unless he go through the straight gate, go through the tribulations and the fire?
Dangerous shit.
The dangerous set there.
It's dangerous. Yeah. There's a city fucking set on fire, man.
Ooh, man.
Yeah, we know, like you say, I wonder if you know that old movie with Eddie Murphy, and he was walking that path, and they had that little Buddha looking, that bald head. Golden child. No, nobody knew that pattern. Another one is National Treasure. You ever see that?
There's
When
that Raiders of the Ark.
he looking for the treasure. Nicolas Cage, he looking for the treasure. That's another good move because he didn't know what was gonna be holding to the treasure, like, or whatever, like. And he was walking it, not knowing it. Nobody had actually found that treasure, man. Or the map. It was on the back of the American.
Declaration of Independence.
It was on the back of the Declaration of Independence, but they had to steal it. You know, that's in the museum. Artifacts. But it was the journey that he took, which was, what it was about, man. The journey, our journeys to the Lord is everything, man. That's why he put us in it, man. It's gonna be the journey. Like this man conquered it, but we gonna know it was of the Lord that we conquered it, man. That's why we're gonna praise his holy name.
Brought through the fire, tried and refined. That's gold, so you be purified and have the reflection of Yahawashi bahasham Yahawashi in you.
We wouldn't have got through nothing.
Acceptable men are tried in
Why-
the furnace of adversity.
So I always have that saying, like some of us, we might not be together. You might have to get the Jacob's trouble on your own. Not to say that, oh, my aunt got me through it, but Yahawashi got me through it.
That's right.
He helped me. And we're gonna need that help, man. This devil coming with some shit. All right? He got some toys out here, man. He's ready to abuse many people with, man. What you got? You got something?
Wisdom of Solomon 3:3. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them.
Yeah. One more time, right?
Wisdom of Solomon 3:3. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High.
He says
and
the
there-
souls of the righteous are in the what?
hand of the Most High.
The hands of the Most High. So that's showing power, that's showing control. All right? Go ahead.
And there shall no torment touch them.
There should no torment touch them. So you brothers shouldn't fear martial law troops, man. You shouldn't fear Jacob's trouble. Jacob's trouble is going to be orchestrated by the Most High. All right? All the starvation and the bullets and all that crazy, all that's going to be orchestrated by the Most High. Even our footsteps are going to be orchestrated by the Most High, man. Because you got to understand, brothers going to be by themselves. Brothers going to be with their women and children. So how you going to get through that with your women and children? Because that's your mindset that, the Lord will, brothers, the Most High have it that way, the brothers are around their, families and shit. The Lord going to get you through that shit, man.
Like you had said earlier, like the Lord will put it in our minds to guide us where he wants us to go.
Yeah.
This Proverbs 16:9, a man's heart deviseth his way, but Yahweh directed his steps.
Yeah, it breaks the steps. And guess what? The Lord gonna show them signs and wonders. I had that scripture earlier about those tokens. Some signs. The Lord gonna drop tokens. Just like He's dropping tokens to us right now, He's gonna drop tokens in that day. It may be a chair in the sky guiding us where to go at, man. That nobody, like I said again, that nobody else can see but us, man, and our families. All right?
Sure, he guided the northern kingdom.
Yeah.
That was that cloud.
Yeah.
That fire. You know who that was.
Yeah. And it's gonna happen again, man. Go ahead, I.
And what's spiritual about that, the Lord has brought us through fire and water. You can liken that to what the water was the first death, right? And the fire is the second death. The Lord, like, look, I brought y'all through that. So we really technically already brought through that, but you gotta be able to perceive that, right?
Yeah, we made it. Technically,
we threw that water and fire.
technically,
You see?
technically in another realm, we didn't made it through Jacob's trouble already, man. We
Come.
said fat.
Yeah.
Somewhat, man.
We
We
just
got it,
catching
but
up.
right now we catch like the person. We're catching up with time. But we gotta go through it right now, man. But we keep America been destroyed, man.
Yeah.
Through these visions, through the prophecies of Yahawashi, America been destroyed. Long time ago, man.
He was doing a video.
Yeah, you're doing a video. You know, he wasn't right here. That's crazy, spirit. That's the spirit, right? And even with that, again, with that fire in that water, you can liken that water into that flood that's coming. All right? Did not it say they should come in as a flood?
Yeah.
And one thing you can't do with water, you can't stop it. So the Lord used the analogies of fire and water, like these are two you can't stop, man. All right? They're unstoppable.
Fire, water, and winds are some of the most
You
powerful elements on the planet Earth, man.
Ain't no stopping them, man. They could have their way with the grass. And the people is grass. Like fire, you set fire on grass, what's gonna happen? It's gonna burn it up. The winter make it wither back and forth. All right, the water flood it up.
Yeah.
You know.
And they purifying agents too.
Yeah.
Purify this place.
So yeah. So the Lord, like, look, y'all are pure. Technically, the elect is purified already. Again, we walking it down. Y'all already pure to me. I don't need to re-purify y'all technically, but we still have to go through the stages. You know, like the elder said.
The hope of it.
Yeah, it's the hope of it to know that there was a purification process.
Anticipation.
All this for us to know.
And like I said, we hope that we're those olive trees, man.
That's right.
We bring out the olive trees because the olive trees are actually fire retardant, man.
Fire resistant.
Fire resistant.
Mhm.
There's a fire retardant agent in olive oil or olive trees that you can't do nothing with it, man. And we hope that we're those trees, man.
We keep that oil.
Yeah. We hope that we are deeply rooted, so when that fire and that water come through, we don't get moved, man. Right? And it just is what it is, you know. At this point, like I bring all the time, we came too far to turn back now, man. Right? We're really what the boy said in the movie. We're knee deep in this shit. After so many years in this thing here, you're knee deep. It's no more persuading me back. I'm in the truth now, man. I understand, Lord, and you brothers, over time, the Lord will show you brothers on the outside different signs. Sometimes it's gonna be something, and I'm gonna say this because I experienced it myself. It's gonna be sometimes, and it's true, where the Lord's gonna show you something that's just for you, just for your satisfaction, and just to solidify your faith. He's gonna show you something, man. Because, like, well, personally, because all brothers is experiencing now. I remember a time where I just kept saying 144 all the time. I kept it to myself for damn near 2 years, and then I heard another brother say it. Then another brother. I'm like, damn, that's something. I never seen that number before. I never thought of that number before until the truth, man. But there's gonna be times when the Lord is gonna show you you're driving somewhere. The Lord gonna show you a chariot. The Lord may even play with you with an angel, man. Somebody come up to you, you gonna see, you gonna feel it. There's something special about this. Like, it's an angel, man. That's scripture.
You mentioned about olive tree, right?
Yeah.
It's Psalm 52:8. It says, "But I am like a green olive tree in the house of our power. I trust in the mercy of our power forever and ever. I will praise thee forever because thou hast done it, and I will wait on thy name, for it is good before thy saints, man."
We wait on the Lord, man.
Yeah.
We can talk all day, but we gotta wait. This ain't on our own program, man. Go ahead, you got it.
Start at verse 4.
You brought that water up?
Start kind of it's in the car. Start at verse 4. Start at verse 4.
There's Sirach 2 and verse 4. Whosoever is brought upon thee, take Sirach 2 verse 4.
It's in the back seat.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state.
As the elder brother just said, some things we're just gonna have to go through and deal with it, because that's our trying. That's again the faith and the patience of the saints. It being brought into that net, going through the rough ways, as it's about to go into. This is our trying process to refine us, to make us purified.
He brought his delicate ones. What he said, my
The rough
delicate
ways.
ones have been through rough ways, man. It's counted already. Our rough way is counted already, man. It's just we gotta just walk it down, man.
Okay, keep going.
For gold is tried in the fire,
And
and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. They got some cold ones in there. They got cold ones in there.
in the bag.
In the back seat, in the 2 bags. Yeah, on the driver's passenger side, on the backseat driver's side. But yeah, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. And what's it saying, Zechariah 13? And that third part will be brought through the fire, like gold, and being refined. Because when gold and silver, when you see in that refining process, all the imperfections are taken out. It's so clear and like glass that you can see your reflection in it.
Keep going.
Kind of.
Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him.
Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Hey, getting our lives right and our ways are raised on the track of what Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi wants. Again, being brotherly, doing the work, not being joined unto this world, being separate from it, as it says in 2 Timothy's, being a soldier of Yahawashi Hamashiach, not being entangled with the affairs of this life. Because as this brother always says, and like he just said, this world is strong. And if you get off your watch for just a second, any little thing can before you know it, you're back in the world. You're back in the world, bugged out, worse than you were before.
7 times worse.
7 more just means a complete number of demons, and that could be legions of demons on you, bugging you out.
We've seen it.
We've seen women, job, anything. Having an evil eye towards your brother. And especially now, as we get closer and closer to the end, you got to stand that much more on your watch and be that much more circumspect, so you don't lose your crown. Keep going out. Pick a bar. Keep going. Wow.
Verse 7. He that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest he fall.
Go not aside lest ye fall. Hey, in the video we did yesterday, broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. That fire on the right hand and that water on the left hand. Hey, again, broad is that way that leadeth to destruction. Any little thing that you let play on your top and just keep nagging at you, hey, take you out. Like it says in Sirach, what does it say? He that contemneth small things falleth little by little. If you let little issues can grow into big issues if you don't nip them in the bud right at the start. So you should be constantly observing everything and be circumspect, especially now out here as close we are to the end.
You gotta confront everything, like you say, contempt. Is it contempt? Contempt. Which meaning what? You don't draw it to the attention of, man. Or actually deal with it. Which one is like contempt? Like you miss it. You overlook it, like, or you push past it, like
Fight against it.
you fight against it, yeah. A battle against it, yeah.
Verse 8.
Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail.
Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. And as long as we keep we're doing everything right now. At least as far as spiritually, we're doing everything right now. Hey, we're doing our best to be brotherly. We're out here preaching the word. We're not letting the things in the world bother us. Hey, and as I said, ye that fear the Lord, wait on him, and your reward shall not fail. Hey, we expect to keep in our end of the bargain. We expect the Most High to keep up his end of the bargain. Hey, to bring us salvation, and to hope to be that elect number, to have that protective hedge over us, with all these things we've been prophesying about during this camp come to pass. The famines, the pestilences, race wars, World War III, ultimately the nukes, you name it.
The elder says all the time, the Lord didn't wake us up just to destroy us. He didn't give us all this knowledge and a heads up about what's coming just to have us get hit with these same plagues we were warned in Jacob about, man. He gave us a heads up so we have faith that we deliver from it.
He appointed us to salvation, not condemnation.
Not unto
Yeah, like I pointed
yeah,
y'all to.
he appoint he have not appointed us to wrath, but
But
obtain
wrath,
salvation.
yeah, but to obtain salvation, man. The water for whom? Correction, brother. Yeah, that's the one.
That'd be an oxymoron to give certain men on the planet Earth all this powerful knowledge, all this knowledge of elements and everything, just to destroy them, man. It's like we went back to zero. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's something Esau would do. That's right. That's what he does to people. He build you up to tear you down.
Yeah, break it down. You got a precept?
Yeah, that was
What the fuck? God damn.
Hey, your reward shall not fail.
Jake crazy.
It's 2 Kings 6:27. And he said, if the Most High do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the winepress. So yeah, the point is, if the Most High don't help you, you ain't got no help out here, Jake.
You know, I go with that one from 2 Kings. The Kings, lady asked for help.
Come. Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
tripping. Yeah, okay, tripping.
You know, that's the only way you're gonna make it out of this Jacob's trouble. Make it to the chariots, man. All through the will of the Most High, man. And that's it. Go ahead and get that.
Okay, come on.
You said you had a precept? You can break it down too.
This Sirach 4:28. It says, "Strive for the truth unto death, and Allah shall fight for thee." So, like he said, talking about like how the Lord.
Read it again.
Just take your time.
Read it again.
Strive for the truth unto death, and Allah shall fight for thee. So,
Nervous?
Hey, it's all good. It
just
speaks
read
for
it.
itself.
Tell it.
Just read it.
Yeah,
read
it's saying what
read
it's
it
doing.
and say what it.
Yeah,
Just
saying
repeat what it's
doing.
saying.
it's plain.
It is
Then
plain.
then
but
explain it.
then explain it plainly like that.
It's the Lord going whatever trials and tribulations you have, just commit to this, strive for it, and He gonna help you out.
I got one to back.
That's
Got one to back you up.
Yeah.
This is Revelation 2 verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
God.
Hey, strive for Yahawashi Yahawashi unto death. That's your life. Anything coming your way, and as we've been going into a lot of things have been coming our way, and a lot of things are going to come our way.
I was gonna say, like I always say, either you die for the Lord or you die by the Lord. Simple.
Yeah, that's the point. That's a good point. Just like I read for you last night, our heart is fixed serving the Lord. We already fixed up. I mean, well, again, this got to be your mindset, but you got to pray that the Lord keep your mind fixed, because we ain't just fixed on the Lord because we just woke up and decided to be. It ain't work like that. We got to pray that the Lord continue to have
called.
Yeah, we was called. Our heart, right now, we called. We all called. Ain't nobody been chosen
Until you in that beam,
until you
you going up in the chariot, and then you know you're chosen.
That's it. So, but it says our heart, his heart established. All right, meaning what? You could get that in Corinthians where it say that your heart be grounded and settled. And y'all know what I'm talking about? It's in Corinthians. It say that you be grounded and settled in the Lord, man. All right, and the only way the things that ground you is when you what? You doing the work. You having charity. Rooted. It say rooted and grounded in the Lord. Salaki. I think it should be incorrect.
Colossians. Yeah.
Colossians. Yeah. You read it. Read it now.
Colossians.
Yeah, my bad. I say Corinthians, Colossians. Yeah. Like he said, rooted. Because again, the Lord, in order to be an olive tree, that tree had to start from a seed. And that seed had to grow into what? A tree. Them trees you see, it just wasn't like that. All right, it was rooted in the ground, and what? It sprung up
What do Yahawashi
from a
say
seed.
about the mustard seed? It's the smallest among the herbs,
Yeah.
but when it grows, it's the most bountiful,
It's the
most
most
plentiful.
Yeah.
And this is like us, and that's true. We started off as that little
As a
seed,
seed.
but as we cultivated it with the water,
Yeah.
and what's that water? The word.
The word.
It grew and nourished and is blossoming, and we're
It's-
now just waiting for the fruits that we can pick off the tree to enjoy them, the fruits
God.
of the kingdom.
This Job 8:11 Can the rush grow up without the mire? Can the flag grow without the water? All right? No, it says, can the rush grow up without the mire, which is the ground, all right? What you know, the dirt, of the soil. So like
You want to be in the good soil.
yeah. And can the flag grow without the water? Can the seed grow without the water? First of all, it got to be in the right soil. As it go into that parable, the seed.
Not among the thorns, the stony ground.
It got to go in the right thing. So, like you said, it got to be rooted. It's going to go with that. Rooted and built in it. Bring it out.
Colossians 1:23. If ye continue in the faith, grounded and settled.
But how you continue? The Spirit of the Lord got to be dealing with you, man. All right? It ain't you. Get this right. It ain't me. It ain't him. It's the Spirit which dwelleth in us, man. All right? That's it. If Yahawashi shall take his Spirit away from us, we going to wither away.
I was going to say, through the mercy of the Lord, hey, we in this truth. They say, hey, without the mercies of the Lord, we'll be consumed.
We'll be perished.
Yeah,
the Most High said, think about it like this. The Most High said he could raise up rocks to do our job.
That's right.
So that should humble you to know that the Most High, he can do anything he wants, and at a split second, you could be on fire one day and then just bugged out without any pockets in the world the next day.
Look at a race. You saw Jake blazing out. He in first place. Man, he ended up in the race in 5th or 6th place. Man, you like, what happened? Then he had the line breathing hard. Like, you was in front, man. You know, but again, the Lord is the one that's positioning everything. Like he said, the man devising his way, but the Lord ordering his steps. Finish out what you got out.
Colossians 1:23. If ye continue in the faith, grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel which ye have heard.
If I could say, when you're settled, what does that mean? You're not off kilter. You're not crooked. You're firmly in place.
You're not tossed to and fro.
You're straight.
Yeah.
You're straight. That's straight.
Yeah.
Not turning to and fro.
I mean, you firmly planted in a foundation, got it.
That's why Yahawashi is that chief cornerstone. You build a house, you need a cornerstone. Otherwise, everything you build on top of it is going. You need that foundation.
Yeah.
Our foundation is Yahawashi, which is why we're not confounded, we're not bugged out, we're not teaching one thing one week and the next week. Well, that's talking about an embargo. It's solid.
That foundation goes back to a blueprint. Notice every architect, they got a blueprint. They can't. You're not gonna just build something right here and you don't have an idea how it's gonna be built. And every last one of the men of the Lord been ordained from the beginning on how they was gonna be built, with their attributes, how they was gonna be projected. All right, you know the things, they fruit. All that was already in the workings, man. So that's why we know this is nothing of ourselves, man. This is all of the Most High. They got more.
This is spirit though. Yahawashi was raised by a carpenter.
Yeah,
He's
a builder, an architect.
He's the author and finisher of our faith.
And the carpenter works in what? All things. The ground, the floor, the walls, the roof. It's the total protection of the house, man. Which it tells you in Hebrews 3 that he that builded the house had more honor than the house, man. I'm getting that. I ain't gonna play around. Go ahead, Al.
Matthew 24.
All right, come on.
Hey, finish out that little bit, and then we'll get that Matthew 24.
Go ahead.
Matthew 7.
I ain't playing.
Colossians 1:23.
All right.
If ye continue in the faith, grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel which ye have heard, and which was preached to every creature which is under heaven, whereof I, Paul, am made a minister. Which we're all ministers.
Get that Matthew 7.
Guys, Matthew 7, verse 24.
This is Yahawashi speaking. Hey, who Paul was preaching of, who we're preaching of in that same step.
That's it.
Therefore, whosoever hear these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock.
Upon that cornerstone, upon Yahawashi, having that firm foundation so it can't be moved.
And the rain descended, and the floods came,
When the enemy shall come in like a flood.
and the winds blew,
Hey, those missiles, that destroying wind.
and beat
That's
upon that house. It fell not, for it was founded upon a rock.
Hey, as the brother brought out in that Colossians,
That's right.
rooted and firmly planted in place. You won't be moved as long as you're not being wishy-washy, double-minded, or changing the doctrine up one day. Simply doing taking upon this yoke of Yahawashi on you, which he said was easy, and just follow the script, and you built your house on that rock of Yahawashi, that foundation. So all these things that we've been preaching about in this camp that are coming won't be able to move that house and tear it down. But keep going on.
And every one that hear of these sayings of mine and doing them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which builded his house upon the sand.
Keep going.
And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it.
And when America gets hit with these nukes, what's it going to be? A desert. And what's in a desert? Sand. You built your house upon something that's going to be destroyed.
That's right.
You weren't seeking a continuing city. You wanted to be taken by the cares and the affairs of this world. And when that destroying wind comes, that rain and that flood, that house is going to go down, and it's going to be a game over for you.
Yeah, America has no gates. They have no nobles. They have nothing to protect their unwalled villages, man. They don't have gates. Gate represents the protection. That's the defense of the city. We have gates. We have actual gates, which represents the nobles, the elders. All right. We have a whole constitution, man. All right. But the reason why we have that house, which Yahawashi is the head of the house, all right, he made sure his house was established. All right. That's why the vessels in his house, they're vessels unto what? Honor. All right. There's no dishonorable vessels in the house of the Lord. The actual house, that's 144,000 that was built off that cornerstone. This Hebrews 3:1. Wherefore, holy got it. Wherefore, holy brethren, partakers of the heavenly calling that you just mentioned, consider the apostle and high priest of our profession, the Mashiach Yahawashi, who was faithful to him that appointed him. Also Moses was faithful in all his house. For this man was counted worthy of more glory than Moses, inasmuch as he who had builded the house had more honor than the house.
Speaking of Yahawashi, he had more honor than the house. That physical temple that was built back then. But hey, we built our house upon that rock. And if I could bring this out real quick, in 1 Peter 2, verse 3, verse 4, to whom coming as unto a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of the Most High and precious, ye also as lively stones in the spiritual house that Yahawashi is, that rock, that foundation we built ourselves upon. We're hoping to be those 144 stones to complete that house.
The spiritual, the word Peter means stone, it means rock. Yahawashi is a rock, Peter's a rock. We're lively stones. Rocks. Yeah, rocks. The Lord said I could lift up rocks. He did.
Hey, I will build you, Peter. I will build my house. I will build my house on your foundation. Who's Peter in the reincarnation? David. And who are we? A part of the house of David.
And he Moses too.
God,
Moses appointed in the house, man. Come on, man. All the scriptures connect to each other, man.
Real quick. Psalms 127:1. Except Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi build the house. They labor in vain that built it.
Yeah.
So all these other houses getting built, the house of consciousness, the Nation of Islam, the Democratic Party, all
these other Hebrew houses out here.
They laboring in vain. This is the house of Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi right here.
Then they lively in the house.
Yeah.
He didn't lively, meaning what? The flavor, the attributes, everything is in them, man. And that's how you can tell. The men of the Lord is a garden, is a garden full of,
Diverse
plants in there, man. Meaning what? You come in there, you see life in them. All right, you see spirituality, you see consistency, you see all that is part of life, man. Because it all deals with living. And remember, our God is the God of the living, so his stones gonna be lively, man. Everything else is dead. The world dead. Eat them dead. What the man y'all can not put on there? He in the back of the seat of the car. You were like, he was dead. He was alive and dead. Like the minute the vessels of the Lord, this is dead. And the vessels of the Lord are the men. You can see the life in them, but you see the life in them through the word, which the word brings out what? The artwork, the color in it, man. All right, the portrait, the picture. You see the poetic side of it. You got it. The Lord poetic too.
This is Apostle Peter again. This 1 Peter 1:3. Blessed be Yahawah, the God and Father of our Lord Yahawashi Mashiach, which according to his abundant mercy hath begotten us again unto a lively hope by the resurrection of Yahawashi Mashiach from the dead.
That's it.
So once you believe in the resurrection and the blood of the Lamb, you have a lively hope. We don't look towards the things of this world. The spirit just, what does the scripture say? It's the spirit that quickeneth.
Yeah.
We're quickened by the gospel, by hearing these things in the scriptures, by hearing the kingdom of heaven, the promises given to the children of Israel. We come alive, man. You be down and out. You start thinking about the kingdom. It's like, man, I'm tripping right now, man.
I don't want to back up. This Acts 17 and 28, it says, for in him we live and move and have our being. And that solidifies our liveliness in the Lord. Living, moving, and have your being. Because dead things are what? They still, they don't do anything, right? They're out of here. You saw something dead.
Hey,
It
what
has
is the
no
salt if
life
it's lost
in it.
its savor?
Yeah, it has no life in it. But in him we live, move, and have our being. It says, for in him we live and move and have our being, as certain also of your own poets have said, for we are also his offspring. Now you look at the workmaster, you start to look at his offspring. Even you just look at regular Jake, Jordan, glide from the free throw line, but there's nothing greater than the men prophesying and the bringing out the prophecies of the Lord. That don't compare to that. Everybody gonna forget about a man jump from the finish, the free throw line, but they ain't gonna be able to forget about the men of the Lord and the highways and the byways prophesying. This gonna be for eternity, man. You ain't gonna remember Jordan dunking the ball, but you're gonna remember men, all right, breaking down the heavenly scriptures, the holy scriptures, with the Rakakwadash coming out of them, man.
Those are going to be the men ruling the kingdom.
That's gonna be the men ruling the kingdom. So what? Their works gonna follow. So what they worked in is gonna be, that's what's gonna justify them. That's why the kingdom of heaven is for our justification, not here. That's why we don't sort after. It says, and then you got it. It says, for as much then as we are the offspring of our power, we are not to think that the Godhead is like unto gold or silver stone, graven by art and man's device. But that was the point. It's like, yeah, for we are also his offspring. That was the point.
You have one?
Yeah, back you up.
Come on.
It's Sirach 10 verse 22. Rather he be rich, noble, or poor, their glory is the fear of the Lord.
And whether he be rich, noble, or poor, their glory is the fear of the Lord. And what is the fear of the beginning of wisdom? The fear of the Lord. And as we brought out in that Sirach 2, ye that fear the Lord, wait on him, and your reward shall not fail.
It is not meet to despise the poor man that have understanding, neither it is convenient to magnify a sinful man.
Hey, the Most High is no respecter of persons, and he doesn't look on the outward appearance. He looks on the inward appearance. We look at us. We in the worst captivity. We in the worst captivity, doing the dirtiest job, looked at as the lowest of the low. But we know what's going to happen, and we know what's to come. And by us prophesying these words, as it says in Matthew 24 verse 14, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. By we being the lowest of the low, give me that 1 Corinthians where it says I've chosen the base things and all that to confound the wise.
Yeah, I got it.
You got it.
Yeah.
But as I was saying, hey, we're looked at as the lowest of the low in society. People don't, as it says in that Wisdom of Solomon 5, we fools who count it as life madness. They think our lives madness, and that everything we're saying is not going to come to pass. But hey, we're preaching the word and bringing down the end of this society, not with guns or bullets or gimmicks, simply by the Godhead, Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi.
Yeah, I got
it. Get that Corinthians real quick.
I got one more verse. Great men and judges and potentates shall be honored, yet is there none of them greater than he that feareth the Lord.
Speaks for itself. You break it down.
Yeah, God. Say, like bro, I was going to, he got the Michael Jordans in the world, got the EBN young boys, like my brothers always bring on Louisiana. But hey, ain't none of them gonna be greater than the man of the Lord. All right, in that day. All right.
And as you just brought out in it, says, hey, don't despise that poor man that has wisdom, because as it's about to say, these poor men are doing what?
Yeah.
Confounding the wise. The things that are looked at as naught are bringing to naught the things that are.
Yeah, they despise the poor man and Proverbs that delivered the city.
Yeah.
What's the city? All right, the city is Israel, the Israelites, man. The same poor man is the man who delivered the city. But though yet no man counted
Counted his
the poor
labors.
man, yeah, counted his labors. All right, I paraphrase it, but y'all know what I'm talking about, the Proverbs, right? Yeah, yeah. He delivered the city, man.
Another one in
Those are
Ecclesiastes.
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 That's the one.
It's Ecclesiastes, not Proverbs. Throughout. But this 1 Corinthians 1 and 27. It says, but God had chosen the foolish.
25.
All right, kind of start 25. It says, because the foolishness of our Yahweh is wiser than men, and the weakness of Yahweh is stronger than men.
And we know that the Most High is all power, and there's nothing weak or foolish about him. That's the Most High making a joke, because there's nothing foolish or weak about him.
Yeah.
But hypothetically, let's say the lowest thing of the Most High is still greater than anything in existence.
Yeah. The strongest man you can find. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called.
Hey, these philosophers, these great thinkers, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, any of these rappers out here, these presidents, these prime ministers, anybody that's looked at to have the greatest power and the greatest prestige in society, the Most High didn't call after them. As we brought out in that lesson yesterday, the Most High despises the things of this world that men hold in high esteem. But the things that this world doesn't hold esteem, that's what the Most High is pleased with, and where He dwells at.
And how we know they're not called? Because they're not doing this. It's simple. At least even if you called and not chosen, you're gonna at least be doing this. Look at right? And this, let's say the scripture. This is what the scripture says.
You shall know a tree by its fruits.
You're gonna know. The way is declared. The fruit declared the tree, man. It says, but Yahweh had chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise.
A bunch of niggas, spicks, tontos. They don't have a job. They don't have women.
Yeah.
You're a joke in society. But they're doing what? Confounding the wise. Professors come up here, they get cut. Scholars, biblical scholars, anybody gets cut. As far as I know, this truth is 144-0. And even these elites out here, they can't do anything to stop the word. Any plan they try to do to stop it, what does it do? It only builds it up more, magnifies it.
Same thing with these people that come up against us and try to get a victory, like the vocabs and David Lenz. They have to chop the video up and upload it to their page, and a person will go, wait a minute.
He's saying that?
Yeah, the video just skipped like 10 minutes.
Why has he got a different shirt on?
Yeah.
This next scene.
Let me go find the other page.
Yeah,
See
you
what's
know,
the
another
thing.
position.
His hair's grown out.
His hair grown.
He in winter clothes in one page, and then he's in a t-shirt the next.
Yeah, they mangling video.
Yeah. So
Come
when
on,
you do
bro.
that, the people that are of the elect that watch your video, that just makes them go look for the source.
Yeah.
So you can do nothing against the truth before the truth. Right.
And Yahweh had chosen the weak things of the world to confound things which are mighty.
Jacob, thy worm. And as we always go into, a worm is the most defenseless thing out here. All it can do is crawl and hide. But these worms have Yahweh bahasham, Yahawashi behind them.
Even Paul said that his bodily presence is contemptible. But his words was mighty. Right? He looked weak though. You look about Paul looked weak, man.
Yeah.
He said it. He put it like I was a weak looking man, but his words was weighty and powerful, man.
What does it say about
The Lord
Yahawashi?
word.
He wasn't comely to look on. Yahawashi. He wasn't we'll finish that with this. What does it say about Yahawashi? He wasn't comely to look on.
He wasn't.
He
Yeah.
wasn't one we
What you
expected.
looking for? Yep. Especially when he came in on that donkey or that ass. Everybody like, what y'all thought him to come in? You thought he was gonna come in roads on a big
Giant
elephant
chariot.
In a chariot,
big
made of
chariot?
gold.
Like what y'all were looking for?
They looking for him to come in a damn on a Clydesdale or some shit,
Yeah.
man.
Something raw you, but he came low.
Yeah.
Which lets you know he was meek.
And that wasn't his time to
It
come
wasn't
out.
his time, yeah.
What it says in Isaiah 63 that he's gonna come back in read it the first 63 and 1.
Meek not meet you as a man. That's when he come in his glory.
63 and 1.
When he coming in traveling in his glory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the time for him to shine.
Come.
That's gonna be the time for him to really show you what it. And they tell you he gonna come looking glorious, and then something gonna change. But you don't have to get the whole thing. Just get one.
Isaiah chapter 63, verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bosra? This that is glorious in his apparel,
Glory come.
Mighty to save.
traveling in the greatness of his strength.
Yeah.
I
Don't get that. That's not.
Yeah.
Don't get that.
He went from coming on a donkey to standing on top of a chariot, man.
That every
In
eye
that
shall see
order.
him.
In that order. No, he came in as a donkey when he came in, low and meek as a man. But then he said, I would not meet you as a man. I'm coming standing on top of the chariot, man, going back to second Ezra.
That's from a lamb to a lion.
That's from a lamb to a lion.
The bad is going.
Come on, man.
Yeah. This that is glorious in his
that is
apparel,
good.
traveling in the greatness of his strength.
Huh.
I that speak in righteousness, mighty to
And
save.
his excellency.
Yeah, that donkey went from physical donkey to mountain, man. Chariot. That's the true power, you know. That's how bad Yahawashi is gonna come back. Because to tell you the scriptures too, the lions come out of his thicket, man. He coming back to wage war to get down. And ain't a damn thing you Edomites can do about it, man. That's why I said the hell with your jets and your Scud missiles and shit. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing, man. Look, how's I gonna play with you like little toys, man? And he ain't gonna, like the scripture said in 2 Ezra 13, man. He's not gonna even
Touch it.
He didn't lift up finger.
He said you were looking.
Kill him. Yeah, man.
Damn. Millions. Give me millions right now.
Yeah.
Get them millions.
That's he is a man. And as a
Three
second,
looks and billions.
you just had those in where was it at where he was riding on the colt? It was in Jerusalem, right?
Cool. Yeah. Wait. We'll have to look it up.
Yeah, well, the people that were in that city.
Let's just look it up. I'm
Yeah.
gonna look it up. Don't look it up. I got you. It's Matt. I got it right here. It says Matthew 21. Yeah, they was in Jerusalem.
And only those
There's Jerusalem.
only those in Jerusalem saw him riding on that donkey. But was it saying Revelation 1 verse 7? Every eye shall see him when he returns this time.
Yeah,
That's the brand new.
Jerusalem was him.
That shit. Because Jake always looking for some. Jake always looking for some type of person to come in a 3-piece suit, confetti.
Yeah.
The baddest music, flames and shit. Well, hey, you gonna get all that, man. The world's gonna get that when he come back. Yeah. Yeah, you gonna really hear that Stone Cold. You gonna get that, man. You gonna get that. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's even
Real quick. You know, that was IERC did. They just did that for their most important. Man. That's what they look for, though.
there's a grand interest.
Yeah.
Gotta be
Bullshit,
some type of.
man.
But
Come on, man.
even in Jerusalem, we saw him on the ass. Jerusalem is a what?
People before supply.
So we gonna see him in the chariot. It's saying we Jerusalem.
We're gonna
It's
be up
about
there
us
beating.
seeing them. It's more about us seeing our maker than other day. That's their demise. That's our savior. So it's more about us seeing them because we seen them. We was in Jerusalem with some people. We saw him at his low. We gonna see him at his highest.
That
man.
goes into
His
two.
first two.
It goes into two. See, when you nations, you Edomites and you other nations, when you see the chariots and you see shit, you say, "Oh, it's a demon."
Yeah.
It's a demon to the wicked, though.
Yeah.
You damn right, it's a demon to you.
Yeah.
But when we see the other side of the we see salvation. We see the other side of the chariot, man. The significance of the chariot. But, damn, you eat, man. You Edomites, boy. You just wait. Just wait. Y'all ain't seen shit yet, man.
Yeah.
28.
It says, and the base things, back in 1 Corinthians 1:28, and the base things of the world and the things which are despised had Yahweh chosen, yea, and things which are not to bring to naught things that are.
Hey, the base things and the despised things of the world have the most high chosen, and the things which are not. We look like a finished people to the average eye,
God.
but we're bringing about bringing to naught the things that are, bringing down Esau, Edom's whole power structure simply by preaching the words of Yahweh bahasham, Yahawashi.
And that is even spiritual too, because the Lord took us at our lowest. When we saw him as a coat on his lowest, he bringing us from our lowest, our statue went all the way down to our lowest, so we can expeditiously get to our greatest, like he did.
We shall even
It's
be
all
as him.
it's all spiritual and coincides together, man.
That devil,
Expeditiously.
that devil, so-called Rabbi Finkelstein said it. We are the real comeback kids that there ever was.
That's
man.
right.
That's right.
We the real comeback. You ain't seen shit, man. You ain't seen somebody just come back from their lowest. It's like having a heavyweight champ. He gets knocked out. Everybody shits on him. Everybody looks, oh, he ain't shit. And that guy comes back to gets the undisputed belt, all the belts there ever was, man. That's what Israel finna do, man. Through Yahawashi. All right? You about to say?
Yeah, the perfection of coming back is it don't take long. Like we was down I feel like a long while, but the comeback was quick. It says in Wisdom of Solomon 4, he that was perfected in a short time, fulfilled a long time.
What that
He
is?
was perfected in a short time.
Our perfection gonna come within the hour.
Within the hour, which is the short
Right.
time.
And our glory is gonna be
Forever.
1,000 years. We're
Forever
gonna
long.
put heaven in for 1,000 years. But it's gonna be forever and ever,
There
man.
you go.
And some.
There you go. Yep. The
It's gonna be a
comeback
good
quick.
feeling to never die, man.
What?
You know?
Great feeling.
Yeah.
To never be wicked again.
Yeah, not to be wicked anymore, man. To watch your nation, the same people that you love, the Latinos, Native Americans,
Prosper.
so-called Negroes, prosper, and not see them on crack and down and wicked anymore, man. That's gonna be a great thing. That's gonna be that miracle that's gonna be answered to.
Mm-hmm.
It says in Isaiah 60, violence shall no more be heard in thy lands, and all tears and crying shall be wiped away. Peace for eternity. And hey, that's what we're diligently waiting on, that the faith and the patience of the saints, and we know it's coming.
Right.
Hey, so with that, we hope you sincere Akim and Aqua were edified by another live camp. And again, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to
Yahawah,
bahasham,
Yahawashi, bahasham,
Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, pushing this word of truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. Ababa ball.
Ababa ball.
Ababa ball.
Ababa ball.
Ababa ball.
Ababa ball.
Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
Shalawam.
Shalawam.